Yes, rockers rise up and welcome finally to the second episode of the Mackem Metalhead Show. Roll the intro. Alright, so this is Series 1, Episode 2 of the Mackem Metalhead Show, and today I've got two albums for you which had quite a big influence on me as a metalhead, as a part of the metal community, as a member of that. And yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit about both albums, say what I like about them, what I don't like about them, how they influenced me. I'll just give a bit of a backstory behind how I got into both of these bands, because every band I get into, there always seems to be, if it's not much of a story, there's still a story there, if you get what I mean. So I'll be telling you those stories, giving you my opinions on the album, both pros and cons, talking over the album, track listing, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, without further ado, let's go. Alright, so the first album I've got is possibly the first album I ever heard by this band. It was quite an influence on me. A huge influence on me with one of the albums that got us into metal. Fucking love this album to death, always will, and it is the almighty Master of fucking Puppets. What's to be said about this that hasn't, John, you can see the cover out there. What's to be said about this album that hasn't already been said? Come on. I mean, as soon as any metalhead sees that artwork without the band logo across the top and the album now across the bottom, if it was just the artwork by itself, they know straight away what band it is, what album it is. It's that iconic, and this is like I said, one of the albums that got me into metal. I mean, just look at the track listing as well. I mean, you've got Battery, of course, the Master of Puppets, the thing that should not be, Welcome Home Sanitarium, Disposable Heroes, Leper Messiah, Orion, and Damage Inc. I mean, how many of them songs do metalheads not know? If you don't know any song off this album, just go and fucking listen to them, will you? this album I shouldn't really have to be doing in this video, really, because of how iconic it is. And the way I got in Metallica was actually through this album. It was I'd heard some Metallica before listening to this album, but when I really got into them, it was this album I found. And I listened to this album and it was like, what the fuck is this? I might have just heard one of the best things ever. And that was true. Of course, streamed this on Spotify. Hi, Lars. But either way, whether I listen to it on CD, vinyl, cassette, on Spotify or whatever, you cannot deny this is one of the best albums of all time, without a doubt. Of course, any genre of music, this is hands down one of the greatest albums of all time. Like I said, I was just listening. I think it was a song. I think it was Master of Puppets, the first song I ever heard by Metallica, and I find the album that it was off, and obviously this is the album that it's off, obviously. But when I found this album, I listened to the whole thing. I was like, what the fuck have I just listened to? It's it really was the album that got us into metal and also led us to listen to bands like Slayer and Cannibal Corpse and Cannibal Corpse, Slayer, Anthrax, that all like the big four, you know what I mean? The big four, Megadeth, Metallica, Anthrax, and Slayer, like the big four, like the big four. And yeah, this is why it all started, you guys. This is why it all began for us. So, Master of Puppets by Metallica from 1986, and what I like about that album is that every single track just seems to have went massive, like each song's so well known. Like obviously there's some songs on the album, it's only an 8-track album, but so obviously there's going to be some songs on there that aren't as remembered as others, like Welcome Home Sanitarium isn't as big as Orion, or Damage Inc. isn't as big as Battery, you know what I mean, or stuff like that. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's one hell of a fucking album from one of the best bands of all time, one of the big four. Once again, if any of you just starting to get into metal, that would be Megadeth, Metallica, Anthrax, and Slayer. And it really is such an iconic album. Obviously from one of the most iconic bands ever. So, Master of Puppets by Metallica from 1986. Hell of a fucking album. If you've never heard it before, which why? Then then go listen to it. It will, upon first listen, I guarantee you it'll blow your brains out of your fucking skull and all over your walls. because that's what it done to me, and I don't regret letting it happen one fucking bit. Without this album, I wouldn't be sorry today. I guess that's what I'm saying. Master of Puppets by Metallica from 1986. An epic album, iconic album by one of the big four of metal. Yeah. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, so the second album I've got for you in this episode. This one's from a little bit later into my metal journey, just around the time when I started getting into all like the fucking, I don't know what you call it, the fucking goth stuff and like the goth music, like goth rock. I was listening to the Cure and you know, Killing Joke and stuff like that, and I wanted to step into the realms of metal with this, and I was already listening to some power metal. Actually, I was listening to, like, you know, the big ones like Dragon Force, Hammerfall, Stratovarius, bands like that. But then I came across these guys, and once I put them on, I just couldn't stop. I don't know what it. I know exactly what it was. This band by this point should need no introduction. Yeah. Nightwish, like I said, the way I got into Nightwish was, like I said, I was listening to a lot of goth stuff, symphonics, like stuff like power metal, symphonic metal, goth rock, goth metal, whatever you want to call it. I was listening to a lot of that, and these came up in the recommendations you get, like, on the bottom of a Spotify, like a band's Spotify page, and these came up, and I put them on, and I'm listening. I think the first time I heard by these was Phantom of the Opera. Obviously originally by Andrew Lloyd Webber, and then so on. Obviously, and then Nightwish obviously done a cover, and I listened to that, and from that moment on, I just became a massive Nightwish fan. Still am to this day, but I will say, as of right now, not that big on the latest album just put out, Human. Not too keen on that album. My opinion may change the more I listen to the album, but as of right now, not that big on it. But this album was actually the first Nightwish album I listened to, and I fucking loved it. It was, I mean, just look at the track listing. The Port and the Pendulum, Bye Bye Beautiful. Sorry for that, this is the Facebook thing. Like I said, The Port and the Pendulum, Bye Bye Beautiful, Amaranth, Cadence of Her Last Breath, Master Passion Grade, Eva, Sahara, Whoever the Night Brings, For the Heart Wants for the heart I once had, The Islander, Last of the Wilds, 7 Days to the Wolves, and Meadows of Heaven. That can tell you is one of my favourites off the album right now. I mean, I think no, the whole album is just you know, just a chef kiss masterpiece. This is one hell of an album. If you've never heard of Nightwish, you've never listened to Nightwish, when you get to this album, because you may want to listen to it from the first album and work through. If you're doing it that way, then I know to tell you, when you get to this album, Sam is master of puppets. Prepare to say goodbye to your fucking brain, because this shit was just blowing all over the fucking walls, all over you. That's how good I truly believe this album is. There's not one weak track on this album at all. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was the first album they're doing with Anita, was it? First album they're doing with Anita, and then she done a couple albums with them, and then obviously after that, obviously a couple of years, she done a couple albums with them, and then she was out, and then Fleur joined the band. Then Fleur came in after Anita. So yeah, this is Nightwish's. This is Dark Passion Play by Nightwish, released in 2007, I believe. 7, 8. Yeah, 2007. I'm just looking on the back there, see if I had that right. But like I said, this was around the time I was starting to get like all the like gothic stuff. Like, I would listen to excuse me, guys. Who was the band I would listen to prior to this? Like, well, the band I would listen to before I started listening to these, before I first heard these, and when I found these guys, like I said, my mind was just fucking blown. I had no fucking brain left. That shit was gone. So these guys, hell of a band. Like I said in the video I've just put up today. I recorded it the other night because my editor was the editing software I use was being a fucking tit. But no matter. Like I said, sad that Mark was out the band now. Like I said, hopefully he's moving onwards and upwards, doing okay. Like I said, sad that he's not in Nightwish anymore, but nevertheless, at least he's got this to look back on. Like a lot of other Nightwish albums, but this album was the one that started my journey with my Nightwish journey, and I've never looked back with him. And I never will. So yeah, this is 2007's Dark Passion Play by Nightwish. and that's about it. Alright guys, so that's them 2 albums. Looked at, talked about, sort of reviewed in this episode of the Mackem Metalhead Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like, comment and subscribe. All that is very much appreciated. Let's say if you've never heard these albums before, go and listen. They won't fuck your shit up, but they will kick your fucking ass. Trust us on that. And I'll see you in the next one. So until next time, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep on rocking, guys.